Hey guys, welcome to Me, Myself, and I.
So I'm Naomi.
And I'm Niti.
So our channel is all about dating, sex, and psychology.
And you can find us on Spotify, TikTok, and Instagram.
So stay tuned. I think it's really important that everyone in their 20s should be single for like at least a little.
Oh my
like
god,
years.
100%. I don't want to hate on these high school sweethearts, but like, I always wonder, like, how do they like know who they are if they've been with someone since they're like 17?
I feel like when you've like been with that person for so many years, especially through like life-changing years, like it's your teenage years and young adult years, like that is when you're finding yourself the most. So if you're always with another person, I feel like sometimes your identity can like
It doesn't develop on its own.
doesn't develop on its own. Yeah. And, like I feel like it's important to just kind of know how you are on your own without.
Yeah, and they say like
anyone.
your 20s is like you change so much. You find your friends, you find your interests, you find your career, like you find everything. That I do think it's important. Like I also think like if you just get into a relationship the whole entire 20s, like you might not actually know what you wanted.
Yeah. You might be with someone who's your old idea of like what you want and not actually like what your current self wants. Because if you've been with someone for let's say like 6 years, like you're probably a different person now than you were 6 years ago, and so is that person.
But I feel like
right?
you don't know any better. Like if you you might not even know any better because you've been with this person for so long and you've never been alone. You don't even know what you actually want.
So like let's say you're with someone right for a few years, like do you think they should like take time apart for a year and like come back, or like how would high school sweethearts like deal?
Me personally, like I can't imagine getting married to someone and I've been with them since 20 and I've never taken the time to myself. How do I know for sure that I want like this person is meant for me then? Because I don't even know who I am on my own.
Exactly.
You know when you see in the movies these people are like, I need to find myself, I need to figure things out.
I
get
feel
it.
that.
I get
it. Like,
I know. I feel like you do feel that.
I feel that so much because I feel like I was a back-to-back like dater, like a
serial dater.
I was a serial dater, and like these relationships would be like, you know, a good length. So I feel like I spent so much time like just locked in with someone and not, you know, and when you're locked in with someone like that, you spend so much time with them and like talking to them and all that, and you just kind of like, at least for me, I feel like I just lost, like, I didn't have a good sense of who I was without them. So like, what are like my own values? How do I like to do things? So like, I'm finally single now. I'm now almost like relearning myself in a way. Like, I'm like, oh, I like to do this, and like, oh, this is actually how I like to structure my day, and this is how I like to do this, and yeah, it's honestly like so freeing.
And I feel like if you don't even know like this is how I structure my day, like these are my hobbies, these are my routines on your own, like how are you gonna like live with someone else? And I know you always tell me like you want to live alone before you live with a partner. Like I know there's a lot of people who like they move to their parents' house and they go straight to a partner.
I know I would regret that. I feel like I like personally can't go with living with my partner. I need that time, a few years alone, to be like, okay, how do I live as an adult, like by myself? Because if you're going, again, like, you know, you're just going from being taken care of to taking care of someone. Like, I just want to like I shouldn't say it like that, but like, you know what I mean?
I think you just really value your own growth, your own space.
Yeah.
And I think that you're going to be with someone for the rest of your life. You're going to have kids. It's just going to grow, actually. If anything.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like once I move in with a man, it's like I'm now like taking care of my family. Like, this is going to be my family, right? Like, it's going to be him and it's going to be the kids. And like, although I am very like family oriented and that's something I love, like, I want a few years where I only have to like
just you
take care of myself. Like, okay, what do I want for dinner? Not, oh, the kids don't like this, I have to make this, or my husband doesn't like this, so I have to make this. Like,
it's your selfish era.
It's my selfish
I think
era.
Everyone needs it because I think like, you're probably gonna look back when you're older and be like, those are the best years of my life.
Yeah.
Do you think the 20s are actually your best years of your life?
I think so. Like,
so.
even though there's a lot of ups and downs, I feel like it's so memorable, and like those things, even though they were bad, like will change you and make you the person you are today. Like, and honestly, it's the thrill of it. It's everything.
It's just like the excitement I feel like we have, and like meeting like people, just like friendships, just like traveling. Like I feel like you don't want to be with someone for the whole entire time.
I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like
you need to know yourself as a human being, and I think maybe there are people who like are in a relationship but like still have that growth.
Yeah.
Like,
I think you can. I think there's exceptions, but I think it's a lot harder, and it really depends on you and the person you're with. But for me, at 20 years old, like, I was in a committed relationship, and I 100% did not know who I was. Like, I was not secure in myself, and like, because I wasn't secure in myself, I feel like I couldn't go on in a relationship like this. I'm like, who am I? Like, you know,
I don't even know how Like, I feel like when you're alone, you figure out, like, what are my triggers? Like, you do self-work.
Yeah, you do so much self-work and
I honestly don't want to be with someone who hasn't done their self-work, and you can't really do self-work when you're in a relationship. Like, you can, but, like, no, there's a different level of self-work that happens when you're single.
Exactly.
And it's harder to actually be in a relationship with someone who hasn't done self-work.
Yeah, like, just, there's kind of, like, really specific, but, like, one thing that I used to do was something really regular for me was just going to sleep on the phone, like, on FaceTime. Like, every night I'd be FaceTiming to fall asleep. Like, that was a routine for me for literally years.
Yeah.
And then out of that, like, I started journaling again at night and just, like,
when you were single.
When I was single, and I was like, wow, my mind is so much more, like, just organized and clear, and, like, I fell asleep faster and things like that. Like, just that little, like, 30 minutes of just self-reflection even, because I was busy, like, FaceTiming. It's just, like, little things like that. Just little, like, me time, and, like, even just, like, journaling, like, helped me figure myself out. Clarity. Yeah, like, just giving you mental clarity. Yeah. Like, either maybe it's journaling for you, maybe it's meditation for you, maybe it's
hobby,
joining a new sport or an old sport that you liked or an old activity. But I feel like it's almost like, yeah, learning yourself and also, like, pleasing your inner child. Like, things that you used to do as a kid that you kind of forget to do when you get older, and you learn to neglect. You neglect. Yeah.
I was thinking, like, when I was 18 and I had, like, that high school relationship, I really thought I was going to marry him.
Oh, yeah.
100%. And for me, it was like, no, I don't need any time alone. Like, I can be with him and I really, like, you actually think, like, my frontal lobe is, like, literally
the frontal lobe is not developed. It develops at 25. You guys.
Yeah. But I actually was thinking, like, wow, the fact that I actually thought since 18 years old, 17 years old, I'm going to be with this guy for the rest of my life. Yeah. And I was like, you couldn't have told me any different. And now if we saw a 17-year-old say that, Naomi, what would we be?
We would laugh.
We'd be like, okay, like, good luck.
Because, yeah, like, we've literally been there. Like, I've definitely been like, no, like, I'm gonna marry this man. But then I feel like sometimes you need to take a step back. I mean, you've just had some time to really look at what it is. It's like, oh, like,
you changed a lot. And
maybe we're not gonna get married.
I know. And, like, I do remember my friend telling me, like, she was dating this guy in high school and she was an international student, so she, like, fully left the country. And her mom was like, oh, like, you're still with him? Like, you're moving to a different country, but you're still gonna date this guy? She's like, yeah, what do you mean? We'll do 5 years long distance and then he'll move here. And, like, it's like the things you say when you're younger, it's like we laugh at them, but it's like you're
invincible.
But I'm like, I actually get it, because, like, I can see myself saying that.
Oh, I was so, like,
we're like, no,
set
what do you mean?
on marrying someone. Like, yeah, it was.
I think we're just, like, living in this romantic world of not understanding reality of life.
Yeah, I think you just don't. I think a lot of times when you're young, you fall in love with the idea of the person and not the actual, like, relationship. Like, the relationship isn't actually, like, the best. It's just like when you're younger, you kind of dream of a life with someone. At any age, when you have a crush, I feel like you do that a little bit. When you're younger, you really, really romanticize everything. So I feel like
it's just a little bit blinded, but, like, honestly, enjoy your 20s. That is the point of this. Like,
yeah, I think
be single for a little bit. I'm not saying, like, be a hoe,
yeah,
but, like, be single. Like, figure out who you are, and then, like, you're gonna be a better person in a relationship. You don't rush your life to be with someone.
Yeah, I feel like just take the time to figure out who you are, and you're gonna meet someone when you guys have both done your self-reflection. You can meet, and, like, the relationship will be smooth.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.